Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals and welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. I am planning for the week of the 26th of February in my A5 wide inserts and my print impression planner. I am using this Part of Your World Scribble Prints Co. kit. It is quite an old kit, so it was a bit challenging at times to make things work, but I actually think it came out absolutely beautiful and I'm really happy with how it came together. I do a really cool colour blocking thing here, so the foil is from my own shop and I do a cool colour blocking foil thing as well. So I'm using two foil colours. I am using a purple and a teal, and essentially I'm using the opposite foil because this is like a two colour kit. I'm using like the opposite one for the foil, so if it's like a teal day, I'm using purple foil, and it just gives this really cool like mixed metal effect, and I absolutely adore how it came out. And yeah, so I'm mostly using so the underlays and stuff are Mermaid, I can't think of words today, Mermaid scale, and then I have simple line overlays, and yeah, I really love how this came together and I think it looks really cool. I think I'm gonna another time like match so if it's purple day it'll be purple foil, but let me know which you think will look better, whether like the matching foil or the inverse foil. Yeah, there was a perfect quote box in this kit, so I had to use that. I'm also using two different types of underlay. I'm using like the solid underlay and the gappy one. One of these had cut wrong, I think. Is it this day that one of them had cut really badly, but because I only needed like a few of them I just used it anyway. But I actually discovered because it had cut so badly I had to like trim it, but that was fine, I could trim it. And I am having real problems with my computer during this voiceover, so I'm really sorry if it's a bit stoppy-starty. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with it. So without any further ado, I am going to get into the books that I've read this week. I did only read two books, though we did also finish watching a TV series, which was Emily in Paris, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, here you can see me trimming off, it's those purple ones, you can see me trimming off. Oh, we've got Kiara as well, and she's rubbing against the microphone, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. She is a little cutie though, so yeah, I'm not that sorry. But yeah, we finished watching Emily in Paris as well this week, which I really recommend if you haven't watched it. It is about an American girl who basically her boss was meant to go to Paris to start managing their Paris branch of, they acquired a Paris branch of their company, but she finds out she's pregnant, and somebody that doesn't, Emily, who doesn't speak French, has to go instead, and it's like her journey there. Really recommend, really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next series. Anyway, on to the books. The first one I read was The Cure for Burnout by Emily Ballesteros, and this is a NetGalley arc, so thank you to NetGalley and Bonnier UK Audio for giving me this arc in return for an honest review. I'm in two minds about how to rate this book, basically. I work in a patient-facing role in healthcare. I'm a doctor, for those of you that don't know. Burnout is ripe in healthcare, and like lots of things that would work in a corporate setting aren't applicable, do not work for my work. She does mention in the book that there are going to be like roles that always going to have high stress levels, but yeah, it like talks about 3 types of burnout. But it mostly centres around work burnout, and that isn't really like that bits of advice aren't applicable to me. Some of the content is just like common sense, but the way she breaks it down and into like simple bits and gives examples is really helpful and like good at how you like implement the advice she's giving, which is really helpful. And if you're at the point of burnout, that is what you need. I don't think an audiobook is the best way to consume this. I feel like you might need like to be able to not make notes, but like pop in little bookmarks at places you want to remember, or alternatively you could make notes while you're reading the audiobook, but I mostly listen to audiobooks when I'm multitasking or driving, so it's not sometime I can make a note. She also mentions that burnout and depression have similar symptoms, but doesn't acknowledge the fact that prolonged burnout can lead to significant periods of ill mental health. As somebody who has really suffered with their mental health, as you know, I was off work for nearly a year, 9 months, or 10 months, 11 months, oh my god, words, with depression. So yeah, I found the advice and pillars she gives are well thought through and well broken down, and it does include fantastic advice. I wish it had been marketed as the cure for corporate burnout, because that's what it covers. If you need a simple, focused way to tackle burnout and you're capable of applying these principles to other areas, it's great. Or if your burnout is corporate, I think the way I've talked about this, it sounds more negative than I should. I think it's a worthwhile book to read, and I want a physical copy so I can like alter it for how I work with things. So, you know, I would recommend it. I've given it 3.5 stars. Not the best, but yeah. Moving on, I have another arc, and this is The Kill List by Nadine Matheson, and this is actually the 3rd book in a series. So this is so thanks to HQ and NetGalley for the copy of the ebook in return for an honest review. So this is the 3rd book in a series, and I think I'm going to go and read the others because I really like the characters, and I do think it would help read this with you reading of this book. So the premise of this is that 25 years after a serial killer was convicted, he's called Andrew Keenan, his case comes to the forefront of media again as he tries to get his his case overturned due to new evidence, and just when he finds out he is going to be freed, he is found dead in prison. And the original serial killer starts to murder again, will the serial crimes unit be able to find the real killer? And what will Henley, who is the detective, what will her return to the case she was a childhood witness for mean for her? So I was so invested in this. I gave it 4.25 stars, which I don't have in my sidebar, but I did. I've given it 4.5 in my sidebar. I was so invested. Rather than like most detective novels when there's one detective that you just focus on, you get to know all of the team, both as a team and individuals, and I loved it because they're all rich individuals with their own like life problems and things, and it makes it so real, and it makes a really well-rounded team, and the mystery was mysterying throughout. I was so invested in who the barrier, the serial killer, was, and why Keenan, the person who had been sent away, was set up to take the flak. I was intrigued to know who the next target would be and why, and like it's just a really full and embodied mystery. I'm not sure it is a thriller, which is how it's marketed. Partly it's just a detective story. It's a long book. It's like 410 pages ish, but it just doesn't feel that long because it just keeps moving and it's quite fast paced. It's told through a lot of perspectives and it changes during a chapter, and that can be quite confusing as somebody who hasn't read the previous books because I don't know all of the characters and there is a lot of them. The formatting of the arc is also a bit dodge, so the formatting errors sometimes made that even harder to follow. But I was reading it without having read any of the previous Henley mysteries, so there was a lot of new characters to me, and there was clearly backstories that had been explored during the prior two in the series, but they're me problems rather than the book problems, if you see what I mean. I added the 2 prior novels to my TBR, so yeah, I would recommend it, but yeah, maybe start with the first of her novels rather than the 3rd. But yeah, that was all of the books I read this week. I only finished 2 this week. I am on like a ridiculous 48 books already this year, and I am shook how well I'm doing. That being said, I only rolled for Swiftopoly like halfway through the month, and now I had 8 Swiftopoly books to read for March, and I was not getting there, but I've now finished 4 of them, and I'm reading 5 and 6, so that's good. What else happened this week? This is the week after we found Play Up, isn't it? We started playing it the week before, and literally every night, at least once a day, we've got Play Up being marked because it's so much fun. It's such a good game. Oh, I really enjoy it. I'm a bit behind on recording voiceovers. I've got 1 more to record, which is for last week, and then I'm back up to date. I've just been struggling with my return to work, but I have one more week of my phased return at the recording of this video. I think this is going up on Monday, so this is going up like the Monday of my last week of my phased return, and then from next week I will be at what will be my full hours, which is going to be 3 days a week, and I'm currently not doing long days or on calls or anything, so it's just going to be 3 8-hour days for the moment until I am well enough to be able to take on a bit more. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in real life as well. What happened in this week in a general was a lot of playing Plate Up, and I also saw one of my friends was trying out contact lenses, and I had this was actually a really rough work week, I think, or at least one of them was. I can't remember why this week was. I think it was just a bit overwhelming. I don't think this was like the really horrendous work week. I think that was the next week. But I'm not certain. Maybe it was, I don't even know. Yeah, no, it was the next week. Yeah, that was really horrendous at work, but I think it was horrendous for everyone. It wasn't just a me problem, which just always makes you feel a little bit better, even, you know, when it's crap for everybody. It just makes you feel a bit better, though, as Rachel, my line manager, says, some days, like, it is going to be crap for everybody, but that doesn't mean it's less crap for you. It probably actually means it's more crap for you because you're struggling already. And she makes a good point. But yeah, so that's kind of how things are going. I don't know what else happened this week. It just kind of is a run-of-the-mill week, and we will go over it all as we get into it. Yeah, I'm pretty much there with putting the boxes down, so maybe I should get into the day by day, but then I don't know, it depends how fast I feel like talking. I feel really dehydrated, so I'm sorry if I'm like croaky or anything. I don't think I am, but I feel like I'm croaky, so apologies for that. Yeah, I found like the spacing of these kits really difficult because I was like, oh, I don't know how to make it work with an old format kit because there's not the boxes I'm used to. And I can't believe like how weird it is using old format kits. But anyway, let's get into the day by day. On the Monday the 26th, I think I had my planner call with Sophie, and during the planner call I organised stickers, but I'm not sure because I've not marked planner call with Soph, but I don't know when else it would have been. I'm really confused myself now. Anyway, I started the day with organising some stickers. Oh, in my sidebar I'm putting up in my highlight of the week, which is playing Plate Up, and then I put in the books we've already talked about. I'm sorry if you can hear my husband emptying the dishwasher. I doubt you can, but I can hear it, so I'm sorry if you can. Anyway, and then oh yeah, no, then I had my planning time with Sophie because I've used a, the second sticker I've used on Monday is a video call emoji with a planning time script. So yes, I sorted the stickers and then I had my planning call with Soph, which we are trying to do every week. We live 800 kilometres from one another, so yeah, we like to do that. Then I played some Plate Up Shock Horror, and then one of my friends came over, who is a local friend that I met at high school, sixth form actually. So she came over. She is the person that designs my nails. Her shop is Charmeleon Claws. It is linked down below, I believe, because she makes beautiful nails. The nails I'm wearing in this video are hers. But anyway, yeah, she was here, and she loves animals and cats, so we just played with Nala and Kiara for a lot of the time she was here, which was really lovely. When Soch got home from work, we played some Plate Up together, and then I went to Rangers and they did a USA themed night. It was two of the girls that had organised it, so they made pancakes, they did a quiz and stuff. It was quite cool. They did well actually. It's the first night they've organised and they did really well. On Tuesday I started the day with doing some life admin. I don't know why I wasn't at work that day. Oh, this was the week I was still not doing 3 days at this point. God, that's like how long ago this was. It feels like ages ago since I wasn't, it feels like weeks I've been doing 3 days, but it's clearly not, it's clearly like 2 weeks. Anyhow, I wasn't at work this day, so I was doing live admin, then I edited a video and probably did a voiceover as well. Then I was working on my business accounts with my dad because they were due at the end of February. He helps me with like the final accounting bits. I do a lot of it myself, but yeah, it's quicker with him. I can do it myself, but it's quicker. Did some reading, I don't know what book, so I just put book binge script because I was trying to use those up. Then pulled stickers for possibly this plan with me or the one before. Played some Plate Up with Sochi, and we watched Emily in Paris. Moving on to the Wednesday, I am trialing contact lenses. So I had a contact lens appointment. That was my first one. So this is where I got the single day ones to trial, and then did the grocery shop on the way home. Then I had a phone call with Mind from the group I was doing. We had like the follow-up, and they're referring me for their counselling, which is nice. Glad I've got that support there. Then I played some piano. I am trying to learn to play 4 tunes like well. I'm not very good at the piano. I used to learn. No, I'm alright at it, but it's been a long time since I've played, so I'm just like setting myself that little goal. Then I did some foiling and cutting, which was probably for a kit lineup video. That's the words I'm looking for. Then me and Sophie had our goals call, which is where we set the next month's goals and talk through how we've got on the month before, and then of course finish the day with some play up with Sophie. On to Thursday, I did a work day. I believe I just did 4 hours these 2 days because I was doing 2 days in a row, and afterwards I had a chat with Rachel, who was my line manager, and she is a babe. She is great. I really like her. So yeah, we did that, and I'm going to change how that's marked because I do not like it. I should probably put in some hour scripts because for the like whole time that I didn't work full days, because otherwise I'm going to look at this in the future and I'll be like, why was I working full days suddenly? Anyway, so yeah, had my chat with Rachel, and then got home, went for a walk. I had my OT appointment where I was cooking with the OT, and she was like, oh, you're doing so much better than you were, and I was like, yes, I know. Then I did some reading, because when I first did my OT assessment, I was really struggling, and like cooking was a real challenge. So it was nice to see that progress. Yeah, then did some reading, was playing more Play Up, and then because we'd finished Emily in Paris on the Tuesday, we started watching the IT Crowd, which I enjoyed, but it hasn't aged well very much, and I'm not, yeah. I think my husband really loves it because he is Asian, as you probably know, and he is obviously, well, not obviously, but if you've heard me talk about him, you probably know he's a little bit of what would be like classed as nerdy, like sciencey, computery kind of dude. So yeah, he had a, you know, likely autistic person of colour with similar interests to him in a TV show at a time where there probably wasn't any of that. And so he really related to it. So I think he really enjoyed it, which was why we were watching it. But I found that it had not aged very well. That's how I'm going to phrase it. On to Friday, I did another 4-hour workday, and I really freaking struggled. I think it was just really hard, and I like cried at work and called Soch because I was getting so overwhelmed and stressed out. And then I chatted with one of the other doctors on the ward because, yeah, I was feeling a bit, yeah. So I had a bit of a cry, and then after work I chatted with Rachel, and that kind of cheered me up, but I was like clearly quite upset still. Went home, did some reading, but I was still very much in my feelings and struggling. So played some Play Up and just watched some more IT Crowd because I was not feeling life at all. I was just, yeah, in a grump. Anyway, moving on to Saturday, I started the day by catching up with some reviews. I'm not very good at the moment of reviewing books when I first finish reading them. I seem to like take a bit of a gap and stuff, but it's fine. So did that, and then we bought our Mother's Day gifts, and then my Better Than Yesterday thing which is like a challenge thing I'm doing about like making life feel a bit better. It's not, yeah, Better Than Yesterday is the right phrase. Was to go charity shopping. So we went into that and bought a few bits and pieces. Then I designed some scripts and probably printed and cut them as well because I then filmed. So that was probably the previous week's plan with me. Went and did the grocery shop, and then we had a date night where we just chilled out and played Play Up basically because our lives are just that thrilling. And this was the first time we got to day 15. Since then we've like changed how we play quite a lot, so it's a big difference, but yeah, I can't imagine not getting to day 15 ever now. But yeah, that was a big deal when we got there, but it also gets easier as you like learn how things work and stuff. So yeah, yeah, I literally can't imagine not making it to day 15 anymore. On to the Sunday, and oh my god, how much do you love that double box opening to the inside of the bedroom? Oh, it's just perfection. On to the Sunday, I played some piano to start the day, and then we were talking about my grandpa, and I got really worried about him. Mum and Dad hadn't been able to go for ages because the home had been closed for norovirus, and they went in, and he was like suddenly deteriorated to needing being hoisted out of bed, and he was like walking with a frame, but he was walking before when we last saw him, and we were really worried about him, and he'd had several falls and stuff, so I was really worried about him. I was really worried he was going to deteriorate, and he's very elderly. He is 99 in May. Like, I'm not kidding. So he is, trigger warning, but he is going to die soon. Like, that is just fact, and it's just scary. The death of my granny definitely is contributed, his wife, late wife, is definitely contributed to my depression. But anyway, let's move on because I got the rest of the day to get through. Then I had some planner time, chilling in a planner, played more Play Up. I pulled stickers probably for this week because I'm trying to like pull them a bit closer to when the week happens. Then I did some reading. I've again marked it just using a book binge, and we had some adult sexy times with my love. Went for a walk, and then went over to my parents' house, and I sorted some Lego with my mama, and then we played some Plate Up, of course, to finish the day. And yes, you did just see me holding tweezers in my mouth because I have no chill. So yeah, that is it. That is the finished spread. Isn't it gorgeous in all its colour blocked foil glory? Let me know what you think of the colour blocked foil down below. Comment, like, all that kind of things. Here's what's left in the kit. Lots of half boxes, of course. And that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!